hello there. It has been a while. There's been a lot going on. Some of it drone and aerial photography and videography related, and some of it not. But something I wanted to do months and months and months ago, but I had an ESC blow and had to rebuild the whole thing that I couldn't do. And it's kind of a silly idea. Like I actually thought I wasn't gonna do this, but then I want to because it's silly and why not? So I've got this 7-inch here that we've talked about a little bit before. There's a video on here where I talk about like battery time on 7-inch and whether it's worth it compared to like a 5 and 6-inch and blah blah blah. But one of the things that I've decided that the 7-inch is good for is like bigger cameras, right? Like I can put a full-size GoPro on it, no problem. It's good to go. So could I put two? Could I put two GoPros on it? I think so. Why would I want to do that? So I've filmed before where, you know, everything that we're doing in FPV, basically you're flying the first person view, right? You're going in the direction of the aircraft as you're flying through. And there was a shot that I flew in Massachusetts where so I start up high in the sky, come down into the trees, and it's kind of cool. But it would be more cool if I could come like out of the darkness and kind of into the scenery and the light. And you can, right? Because there's nothing, I can reverse it. It's the trick. There aren't any cars, you can't really see any people, so you just reverse it and no one's the wiser. But if I could put a camera back here, that's never gonna focus. If I can put a camera back here, my little TPU print that I've zip tied onto this frame because, you know, super, it's an experiment. We're just gonna try it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the Hero Bones 10 up front. We're gonna put the full-size Hero 10 on the back. We're going to set them both to auto because I don't have two of the same ND filters to be able to like do this the way I really want to, but I think it'll just be kind of fun. So I think it's interesting. I think that the way that this mount is on here, if you can see that, it's just zip tied. So what'll be hard to see is that it's basically even at the right camera angle that I have set. So my camera angle for the FPV camera is really about the same angle as I have here. So that should be great in terms of just like flight and level video there. Obviously we'll do the same thing with the camera up front to get that. But I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be fun to do and see how it works. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head out and go do that and see what it's like to have simultaneous 4K front and back video. Let's head out there, see what we can do. All right, so we're out here about ready to fly this thing. Kind of a beast. Little heavy, little big. Hero Bones 10 up front. The Hero Black on the back. Put the settings the same, so we'll always get the same picture quality out of both, and we can match those up for the splits between forward and back. And we'll see how this goes. I know I'm not the first person to put two cameras on a quad, but this might be interesting. The area I'm out isn't very interesting. It's where I usually go to kind of test. It's wide open, and I have no idea how this thing's gonna fly with this much stuff on it. A little worried how I'm gonna land with the camera on the back, but we'll see how that goes. I think if this works well, maybe taking it out to some other places and putting it in a situation where having the rear-facing camera really helps will be the next step. So anyway, let's get this in the air and start going. right, the flight is done. I'm happy to report that the landing wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's at such a steep angle with that camera on the back that anyway, it was fine. It all went fine. The interesting part about flying it was hard to pick a line where I thought it might look good with the rear view kind of going on. So that would be a learning curve in terms of like rethinking about how about the lines that you're filming and what you're filming. Like, it's easy when you're looking point of view and you can see what what you're doing, but as you're like trying to think of what the rear view might look like, it's hard to understand if that's going to be a good shot or not. So that would be like a learning curve and a thought process to figure out. But overall, I think it went well. It's been a while since I flew a 7-inch, and I forgot how big and kind of lumbering they are in the air. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Again, if you found it interesting or you have questions, hit me up in the comments, and we'll catch you next time.